Welcome to the quick demonstration of how to freeze rows and columns on Microsoft Excel 2007 and 2010. In example 1, I simply want to freeze the top row so that the month and amount always remain at the top as you scroll through the data. If you look now, when you scroll down, the headings disappear. To do that, I'd simply go to the View menu and go on to Freeze Panes and click Freeze Top Row. Excel will add a very thin black line showing you which of the frozen rows, and when you scroll down, those rows will remain unmoved. For example 2, I will do exactly the same, but this time I'm going to freeze the columns so that my subheadings in column A do not move. Again, simply you go to the Freeze Pane menu and you click on Freeze First Column. This time when you scroll to the right, the subheadings remain in place. The third example will show how to freeze multiple rows. Sometimes you don't just want the headings, you might want the two charts to remain in place. So what I want is to freeze the rows above row 20. So I go to column A, place my cursor in row 20, click on Freeze Panes and click on Freeze Panes again. So now as you scroll down through the data, the charts remain in place and the headings remain in place. For example 4, I'm going to do exactly the same, but this time I actually want the columns to freeze as well. So I want columns A through C to freeze, and I want rows 1 through 19 to freeze. So I place my cursor in the cell just to the right of the columns I want to freeze and just below the rows I want to freeze, and I go back to Freeze Panes and click on Freeze Panes again. As you can see, if you scroll down now, the charts remain the same and the headings remain in place. The only problem is that if you do scroll right, while the headings will remain in place and the subheadings remain in place, the graph will actually move along. If you want to unfreeze a pane, simply go back to Freeze Panes and click on Unfreeze Panes. One final method which you may have seen just before I did example 4 is you can actually split the screen, put your cursor up the top here, and you can press a left mouse button and scroll down, and that's a quick way of just splitting the screen. As you note, these two separate places are actually exactly the same, so if you were to scroll all the way up, you can see that AAA is actually the same as that AAA, and if you type more data, it's going to appear on both. So it's like having two copies of the same worksheet, and they are identical, and anything you change on one will change on the other. Thank you.